Hello, everyone. So I know I am late with this update, but I did want to bring this update to you. When I start something, I want to finish it. And I've talked about this case from the beginning, from the first arrest. So I want to follow through with the updates. So again, this is 2 days late. However, as most of you know, two people have already been sentenced, and now we have a third. Terica Ellis sentenced to 3 years. Um, Most of you know this is concerning the murder to hire, or the murder drama with um, the co-stars, or the people that was in the Welcome to Sweetie Pies reality show. That show was on the OWN network, Oprah Winfrey Network, some years ago. And the owner is Robbie Montgomery. The restaurants are located in St. Louis, Missouri. The man showing on the picture, of course, most of you know, is Tim Montgomery, or Timothy Montgomery. He is the son of the owner and also co-owner of Welcome to Sweetie Pies. And he is the person that was convicted, um, along with the others. The girl you're also seeing on the screen, Terica, or Terica. Is it Terica? Terica Ellis. And then you have Anthony Travell, or Travell Anthony Hill. We call him Yagnav. And I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them. But anyway, today, like I said, 2 days ago, Terica Ellis, 39 years old, was sentenced to 3 years in prison for her involvement in the death of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery in 2016. A woman was sentenced for her role in the murder of a hire plot involving a star of the reality TV show Welcome to Sweetie Pies. U.S. District Judge John Ross on Tuesday sentenced Terica Ellis. Is it Terica or Terica? It's Terica. Ellis, 39, to 3 years in prison for her involvement in the death of 21-year-old Andre Montgomery in 2016. She pleaded guilty in July to a charge of conspiracy to commit murder for hire. Ellis was the key witness in the trial of Tim Norman, which ended with a jury convicting Norman of masterminding the plot to kill Montgomery, his nephew, for a life insurance policy payout. Ellis had been facing a maximum 20-year sentence, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office, Judge Ross. Um, Judge Ross said that there were several factors in Ellis receiving a 3-year sentence. I mean, from 20 years to just 3 years, that is a big reduction. And it was a lot of people who felt like that she shouldn't serve, or was hoping that she didn't serve a lot of time. They believed her when she said she did not realize, that it was going to end in murder. Um, so some people is happy with this. Some not. I'm sure y'all going to drop down in the comments. Hopefully y'all will drop down in the comments and let me know your reaction to this, how you feel about this. Not enough time. Feel like it's the right time. Too much time. But again, Judge Ross said that there were several factors in Ellis receiving a 3-year sentence, including the fact that she had been forced into prostitution at a young age. Interesting. Ross also acknowledged that Ellis' testimony against Norman, and said Norman would likely have succeeded in his scheme whether Ellis helped or not. That is what the judge said. And that was his reasoning for 3 years in prison. 4 family members of Montgomery spoke at Tuesday's sentencing, including his mother and brother. Ellis apologized and swore she didn't know Montgomery was going to be killed. Now, to hear about the 4 family members that spoke and more information concerning what Terica said in her apology, I'm going to put some link down of some other content creators who was actually at the sentencing. So that's going to be in the description, and probably also the comments, so that you guys can find it. But again, for more information on what the family members of Andre Montgomery said, and for what the young lady who was convicted and sentenced to 3 years, her apology to the family. For more information, I'm going to put links down in the description. So these are, so far, again, Travell Hill, 32 years. He was the actual gunman. 3 years for Terica. Ellis, of course, she was the one who was in touch with Andre Montgomery and found out his location and kind of lured him out for the shooting. Yagnam, he was the agent that assisted in selling this fraudulent insurance policy that was on Andre Montgomery. And then you have Tim Norman. They are saying that he was the mastermind and he's the uncle of the deceased. He is his uncle. Andre Montgomery's daddy was Tim's brother. Ellis is the third person to be sentenced in the plot. Norman's former insurance agent, I think this is Wiley Yagnam, was sentenced to 3 years in prison in November after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud. Remember, he was the only one that did not come to testify in Tim Norman's trial. He refused to testify, and the judge didn't make him come. The shooter, Travell Anthony Hill, was sentenced in October to 32 years in prison. And of course, Tim Norman's, as I said before, his sentencing is scheduled for March 2nd. He is facing the mandatory sentence of life in prison. So they are hoping that he will get the most of the people's sentence. Even the shooter only got 32 years. And I know that sounds like a lot of years, but you were the shooter. But they are hoping that Tim Norman gets the max, which is mandatory life. So that is the most updated information. Again, March 2nd, we'll come back. Or if anything happened before that, I'll do an update. But March 2nd, or around that time, we will come back and give you the update on Tim Norman. This is Miss Cruiser. Please like, share, and subscribe.